What's up? Alec here at Soulful Guitar Lessons. Today we have a very special lesson. I want to break down BTS and Anderson Paak's Yet to Come. If you look, you might see a familiar figure playing guitar. And today's video, I want to break down exactly what I was playing, what guitar I used, all the pedals I used, and then the chords and the breakdown and the kind of the thinking behind this song, okay? So first up, we're gonna launch into the pedals. All right, so here are the pedals I was using. It's mainly just this compressor set on this setting. And then my reverb, 60s reverb, set pretty low. And that's it. Now for the guitar, I'm using this LSL double humbucker. And I have it set, this is a push-pull. So right now, when it's pushed in, the humbuckers are engaged. When it's pulled out, the single coils are engaged. So right now, I have it set as 2 single coils. So the chords of this song are D flat major, and then G flat major 7, C minor 7 flat 5, F7, B flat minor 7, E flat 7, or E flat 9, and then G flat over A flat. Okay? Now, a couple notes. One, if I say D flat major and I end up playing a D flat major with a 9 in it, don't come after me. That's just, I'm thinking of stuff very simply, you know, like I think of stuff in major, minor, or dominant. So if I say a major chord and I add a 9, or you know what I'm saying, like, and I add some color, that's okay, you know? I'm trying to break things down in a simple way that you can digest stuff. And the more you have to remember, oh, if this was a 9, or was it an 11? I can't remember. No, just try to remember major, minor, dominant, and the rest, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Second thing to note, now in this song, I'm not playing right, because that would sound corny. It would sound corny, and I'm just like playing the chords as they go along, right? So this is where the trick comes in and where some of your personality can come in. So instead of playing this D flat major 7 right here, I'm just playing this. First finger, I'm leaving out the root. And then for the G flat major 7, instead of playing this clunky chord down here or up here, all I'm doing, so from D flat major to G flat major 7, I'm just hammering on my first finger on that D string from the 6th fret to the 8th fret. So you could maybe think of it as a B minor 7 triad. I'm not really thinking of it like that. I'm just thinking of not playing the root. So here's the root. I'm just leaving off the root. And again, to make things move, to make things flow, to make things have motion, you want to add a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs and slides. So this is our first chord. That's our second chord. 1, 2. Now instead of playing this clunky chord, what I'm doing is just leaving off the root. So let's try this. So on the D string, 8, 8, 7. Right? And it takes up less sonic space because there's so many other musicians and artists playing that you got to make room. And if you're playing the bass notes, it's going to get in the way of the bass players and such. So this is our C minor 7 flat 5, or C half diminished. And then here's our F7. I'm playing it kind of like this. So on the D string, 7, 8, 6. I'm not playing the root. And again, you know, I might add a flat 9 to this. I might do a diminished thing. But again, I'm still thinking that it's a dominant chord. So I might do something instead of like this. Might do something like this. Which is, we take this like D7 shape. and I just scooted up. So it's 5-4-5 on the starting on the G string. Right? And then the next part of this progression goes B flat minor 7. So instead of playing this clunky chord, I'm going to play it just like this. Next part of the chord is E flat 7 or E flat 9, you know. Again, don't come after me if I just say it simply. So E flat 9. And then this is G flat over A flat. All right, let's break down what's happening. This chord progression is very, very common, right? It's almost like a gospel chord progression. It's almost like a church chord progression. And I'm thinking of these things in numbers. And if you don't know what numbers are or what's going on, don't worry about it. Stick with me. Just follow along, listen along, and we're going to cover more of this in future videos. But in this song, we're playing D flat. It's in the key of D flat major. So the 1 chord, this is the first chord. And then it goes to a G flat major. So that's the 4 chord. Then it goes to a C minor 7 flat 5, which is the 7 chord. And the reason I'm saying 1s and 4s and 7 is in the scale. If we have D flat major, I'm literally just identifying what note in the scale and correlating it to a chord. So if I have this note, that's the 1. That's the 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, all the way up to 7, right? And then it repeats. So I have my 1, my 4, you know, my 7, my 3. And let's pause right there, okay? If you're still trying to digest it, take a moment, rewind it, listen back to what's going on, because this is how a lot of players think of stuff, and this is how I think of things. The reason being, say we get there, say we get to the shoot, BTS or whoever, doesn't matter, say you're playing with your mom. Say they're having a bad vocal day and you need to drop the key. Well, if you're thinking of things in numbers, you can be in any key. But if you're thinking of chords just in the key that they're in, it's going to be harder for you to transpose things in the future, okay? So we have our D flat major 1, our G flat major 4, we have our C half diminished, which is our 7, right? Because it's the 7th scale degree of D flat. Then we have our F7, which is our 3. We have our B flat minor 7, which is our 6. We have our E flat dominant, which is our 2, which is a dominant 2 chord. Normally in this scale, in this type of progression, the 2 would be minor. Dominant this time, that's okay. Don't get freaked out about it. You know, in theory, we can sub things in and out. In this case, our 2 is a dominant. Big whoop, you know, it sounds good. Then our 5 chord, which instead of sounding clunky, that, we're making it sound, which is that chord I just played. This is a dominant 7. Something that sounds a little more smooth, a little more R&B, a little more churchy is the 4/5. So I'm playing the 4 chord, which is a G flat major chord. And then I'm playing the root, which is the A flat. And I might throw my pinky in on the 4th fret right here. Okay, so let's tie all this in. Let's make things sound good though, because I'm not playing, right? So we were kind of going over this earlier, that the chords I'm using are actually smaller versions of the full chord, right? And that's kind of how I'm thinking of things, smaller. And here's the other huge thing, right? My right hand is constantly in motion. I'm going do, I'm kind of strumming this the whole time. In this way, it's like I can do no wrong because the rhythm is always going to be locked and perfect. So if I hit a wrong note, big whoop, doesn't matter. Most people wouldn't notice it, you know? I don't think I hit a wrong note, but hell, I might have. Doesn't matter because the right hand is constantly doing it. So follow along. Try to get this right hand locked in. So this is the loop. Boom, 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 yeah, boom, boom, yeah, and notice there's dynamics, right? I'm not going da 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 da. You know, there's ups and there's downs. So right. So let's just try going over the first couple chords, right? And I'll play it a little slow for you. Let's try that one more time. All right, you see what I'm saying? Like once you have that right hand locked in and you have these smaller chord shapes, things start to open up a little. They leave room for other players and you're not taking up so much sonic real estate and it sounds really good. It sounds like it's a part, right? All right, let's break down kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. I did a little chromatic walk down. Sometimes I would do that. I wouldn't do that every time. That would be for a special moment. So we have our 1 chord, our 4 chord, our 7, 3, and we can walk that 3 up, right? With that diminished shape. And we have our B minor to our E flat dominant. These are chords. I kind of like not playing the root. I don't know. It just sounds more hip and modern to me. And then, so try playing along with me. Try playing along. I'm going to loop it a couple times, you know? Up to speed, let's try it. We broke down the gear, we broke down the chords, we broke down the guitar I was playing, we broke down the mindset behind it. I think one of the most important takeaways too is this right hand, keeping that groove going because we are a rhythm instrument, you know? So we are playing the rhythm. We're just as important as the drummer, we're just as important as the keyboard player, you know, all that stuff. So just stay locked in with the right hand. And no matter what, I think in one of my examples, I think I messed up. It doesn't matter because the right hand is still going and the listener just perceives things mainly rhythmically and not so much melodically. I mean, both, right? But like rhythm trumps melody is what I'm trying to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel. And very, very soon, I have a very special treat for everyone here. It's a masterclass on how to play guitar more soulfully. We're going to cover chords. We're going to cover lead lines. We're going to cover everything. So stay tuned and be on the lookout for that. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.